What is up, traders? Hope everybody's doing well. Today I'm going to be going over this short position taken on NASDAQ that resulted in a nice win. I'm going to be showing you guys how I switched bias from bullish to bearish after meeting some targets, how I was stopped out at break even, and then looked to re-enter towards the end of my 2 a.m. macro. So let's get straight into the analysis. Starting off on the 4-hour time frame, we have this big new day opening gap that happened. We were constantly pushing up higher. We had these buy side liquidity targets here. If we were down here when the market opened, I would have said, okay, there's a possibility that we might come and continue lower. But at the time that market opened, we had already filled or actually closed above the new day opening gap here of the 15th of April. So that kind of gave me the confidence or the bias that we're most likely going to continue higher to sweep out this buy side and then potentially this buy side over here. So that gave me the bias for the session. We have a very nice SMT that I noticed with ES here making continuous higher highs. Pre-session I posted on that on Discord that I want to see this 15-minute inefficiency hold bullish for me to be bullish, and if it shows otherwise and it starts to push lower, then maybe we can see a London low sweep and then this low sweep and tap into the new day opening gap. But the 15-minute inefficiency here held strong. We did close up below it, but we just cleared outside of it because the candle after that clearly came back up and shot up. Going down to the 5-minute time frame, 5-minute right here, we can see that kind of almost sort of same inefficiency. We come up, market opens, obviously waiting for my macro. Macro timing comes. We still didn't tap into the buy side that I was looking at, but I didn't like anything, so I didn't get an entry. We do have the 930 value gap here. We tapped into it right here, but that was before macro. 945 starts right here, so I did not like any entry whatsoever around here. There was nothing for me to enter off of. No SMT, no fair value gap, no breaker block, no order block. That was clear to me, so I had to wait. We did sweep this high. We did sweep this buy side liquidity just by a tab right there, right? So one of the buy side liquidities was swept here, but there was no clear entry. So I said, okay, I'll just wait for my 2 a.m. macro. Now we do come here and tap into the 930 for value gap and give a nice position to enter longs, to take out this high, tap into the April 13th new week opening gap high, but this again was outside of macro, so I couldn't enter off of this. So we wait for 2 a.m. macro. Now at this point in time, we do have a lot of things going on. First of all, ES swept all the highs. So this high, this high. If we go to NQ, we can see that this high was swept on NQ and NASDAQ, but this high was swept on ES, but not NQ. Okay, so we have a higher time frame SMT right here, okay, where ES swept both these highs, NQ only swept this high right here. So that's the first SMT. The second SMT that I see, which is on the lower time frame, which is this. NQ makes a internal higher high, ES fails to do so, while NQ tapping into the new week opening gap high of April 13th, right there, right? This is before macro. So after that happens, we come down, break structure on the 1 minute, macro timing hits right here. I could have entered off here, but I wasn't super confident because still we do have this buy side over here that could be still swept, and we have sell side lower. So I need extra confirmation for me to enter. I said, okay, if we come lower and, we were talking about here. So if we come lower and we had this one inefficiency right here, I said if we can come lower, close below it again, so re-respect it again with a gap, I'll look to enter, which that happened. We have a breakaway gap here. I enter off of this gap right here, or close proximity to it actually. So my first position was around here. Stop loss went above the breakaway gap, right? So I wasn't waiting for price to tap into it, which we can see in hindsight, it never actually got tapped. And then my take profit, my full take profit or final take profit was at these equal lows here, right at the 930 fair value gap. Now, we had some wiki price action. We pushed lower. Once we pushed lower here, I moved my stop loss to break even, and then I got stopped out at break even on this position. So I waited. I was still confident that we were probably going to continue lower. So I said, okay, I'll wait for the end of the macro. If not, I'll come back in later macros to see what's left in terms of liquidity. We have this wick up. We sweep some internal buy side right here, right? So internal buy side right there, swept on both ES and NQ. And I say, okay, if I see some sort of break of structure, fair value gap, inverse fair value gap, something for me to enter off of that is clear and still within macro, I will look to enter and take this short into these lows right here, which we can see here. Macro ends at 11:15, or for me to look for trades actually. And we have this nice order block right here, close below it, so it's a breaker with this inefficiency right after this buy side liquidity sweep. So for me, this is good enough. Now, since we're towards the end of macro and since we're having kind of this wiki price action, yes, we do have buy side sweep, but it's not the prettiest looking for sure. I didn't enter heavy or like as heavy as a position initially as I did here. So I scaled into my position here. And what I did was I entered right here as soon as we inversed, this order block turned into a breaker block. I entered right there. Stop loss was right about there. And then full TP was here at these lows. And I scaled in once we created a fair value gap or an impulse away from this low. So I scaled in around this area right here. And then I took full take profit. Actually, not here. My full take profit was around here. So I didn't catch this move. It was around here because at this point in time, ES swept this low. So I took full take profit right there. Now I do believe that we're going to continue lower. London lows is definitely a target, and this big new day opening gap is definitely a target, whether today or tomorrow. But I do believe that this is going to be a draw either today or tomorrow. So I could have, honestly, looking back, I could have left a runner to run to London lows and this new day opening gap, but that's a mistake that I must learn from. But yeah, so that's going to be it. Again, I was bullish. I saw some my target be met, switched bias, looked to enter shorts, got stopped out or break even, risk management, looked to enter again with confluence, not FOMOing in, following my rules, and getting my entry, being patient, and taking my profits right at very logical levels and basically low-hanging fruit. So that's going to be it. Hope you guys found this insightful. If you want more pre and post session analysis just like this, feel free to join my free Discord. Link is in the description. Also, if you're struggling with trading or starting out, I do have my one-on-one mentorship that I'm hosting. So if you want to see if you qualify for that, link for the Calendly to book your call is in the description. Also, I'm posting my free mentorship in terms of the videos here on YouTube. So if you want to tune in and watch that, feel free to do so. All right. Till next time, guys, stay safe and happy trading.